Sumo has no weight divisions. Even so, it's not at all uncommon for a smaller man to take down a giant. Case in point, pint-sized Mai no Umi was up against Akebono, a huge wrestler who went on to become a Yokozuna. Akebono was 33 centimeters taller and 103 kilograms heavier. Toyonoshima is only 169 centimeters tall, but he's defeated tons of big guys on his way up to Sekiwake, just 2 ranks below Yokozuna.
Nice to meet you. My name is Nicholas Pettis.
It's nice to meet you too.
I'd like to ask you a few questions about your special techniques in the sumo here. Obviously, you're not very big. I mean, compared to the other sumo wrestlers that I've seen on the show. How do you feel when you have to go up against the real big guys?
I'm small, so at times I feel apprehensive. But I try to make use of my size to apply an attack from below.
So I understand that you have some certain special techniques that works only for you because you're smaller than the other wrestlers. Maybe today you could show us some of those techniques.
I use techniques and maneuvers to compensate for my lack of height. It's difficult to explain, so I'll show you.
Excuse me. What just happened here? You want to show us? Were you really trying? Or did you just step back? It looked like you just gave up on it, no?
I charged and hit him with my left side, like this, so that I could slip my arm underneath to upset his balance.
Well, what does that actually do?
Well, turning the upper arm renders the opponent powerless, like this.
Really? Could you please try that on me? From the same position, please.
I twist the arm, and you lose strength.
So I lose my balance here.
Yes.
Now I see it. Nice technique.
The opponent tried to seize Toyonoshima's belt with his right hand, but Toyonoshima twisted the wrestler's left arm outward to avoid the grip. At the same time, he lifted and upset the wrestler's balance, stripping the opponent's power. Arm twisting turns out to be an important technique.
What happened there? He threw you over.
Well, I upset his balance using the arm twisting technique. But he then attempted to correct his balance by pressing down.
I see. So he was trying to regain his balance.
Yes, he tried to press down, and I simply made use of that motion to throw him.
So, this had nothing to do with power.
Right. It's all about technique, making use of your opponent's strength.
So, within the sumo, when you feel the strength of the opponent, you also sometimes are able to reverse that strength and get opportunity out of it. Nice.
Nicholas is going to feel it himself. lowers his stance and tries to grab Toyonoshima's belt. But Toyonoshima uses his left arm to upset Nicholas's balance and control him. He then pushes Nicholas out of the ring with very little effort.
That has nothing to do with sumo yet. I have a lot more to learn. Maybe we could try one more time. That was good. And I thought I had a good chance there. So first of all, I'd like to say thank you very much for a very learning experience. Maybe we could explore a little bit more about what we talked about while we were over there practicing, called the sumo chigara.
As you just saw, I managed to control an opponent, to curb his strength, and this enabled me to overcome him without much effort. And this is what I think of as sumo jikara, or effective sumo.
So what is your opinion of the ultimate goal for a sumo wrestler being the yokozuna?
Well, I talked about curbing the opponent's strength, but when I attempt to do that to a yokozuna, I find myself on the receiving end of this approach. A yokozuna excels in everything. When I make eye contact with a yokozuna during a bout, he actually seems larger somehow. He seems larger than life, in fact. He has such an aura about him that I'm overpowered by his presence. I feel a pressure that is almost overwhelming.
The yokozuna wears a sacred rope and stands at the pinnacle of the sumo society. More than physique or technique, it's an undefinable spirit that sets him apart. We asked Hakuho's stablemaster what that spirit is all about.
A yokozuna must fight an inner battle. No one is above him, so he has no one to inspire him. It's going to be a matter of how well he can control himself, and that's not easy. Spirit comes first. The three essential qualities are spirit, technique, and physique. In that order.
Strength of spirit and dignity are the qualities that define a yokozuna's character.
Strength isn't enough. A yokozuna has to be dignified and well-mannered and have a strong mind. He needs the spirit of a samurai. Strength may be enough to excel in other sports. A K1, for example, is a combat sport that is fairly lenient as far as etiquette is concerned. But sumo is a martial art that emphasizes rituals and proper form. A yokozuna should be able to impress people not simply with his sumo, but with his entire being.